Senator David Wrdw, Democratic challenger John Ossoff.
See them address the issues face-to-face live. Join News 12 for the Georgia U.S. senatorial debate.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Wrdw News 12.
You want local news that impacts you?
We've got you covered.
We're on your side.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
Woo! A big weekend for the Georgia Bulldogs as they take on Alabama for the first time in nearly 2 years. It's been a long time. This time, the Crimson Tide will be kicking off the game without their head coach. That's right, Nick Saban not going to be there on Saturday.
Hard to imagine. This feels like a championship game, doesn't it? Plus, Augusta University goes with in-person graduation this semester. What that will look like and why the school says it's confident students will be safe. But first, Richmond County officials on the lookout for a student who they say ran away from a school after posting a picture with a gun.
School leaders tell us a student at Butler High School posted a picture on social media holding a gun inside what appeared to be a school restroom. When he was confronted about it, they say he ran away from school.
We have been working to get more information about this. We're going to keep you updated on the air and online just as soon as we learn more.
A memorial service is underway now for 12-year-old Edward McKenzie Jr. The North Aiken Elementary School student was shot and killed inside his home last weekend. This afternoon, his friends, family, and his classmates are coming together to remember him. News 12's Kennedy Harris is live there at the family's home in Aiken as they get ready to honor Junior's life. Kennedy.
Yeah, Meredith, I'm here on Wyman Street where Edward Jr. was killed early Saturday morning, and we're still waiting for this memorial to get started. I'm going to step out the way so you can kind of get a look at what's going on behind me. A lot of his teachers are out here, a representative from the local chapter of the NAACP, and everybody's just kind of waiting for it to start. You can see some people have balloons up, and his family has not arrived yet, and that's kind of what we're waiting on at this time. But I will be here all afternoon, and I will keep you guys updated on air as this memorial continues. Meredith?
Just a sad day as the community says goodbye, and really Aiken Public Safety looking for answers still.
All right, we're seeing partly cloudy conditions out there. As we take a look at Whiskey Road in Aiken, our temperatures are in the upper 70s now, 79 degrees here in Augusta. Dew points slowly starting to drop into the upper 50s as well. We're going to be seeing some more sunshine once these clouds get out of the way as the cold front continues to push through our region. Temperatures as you go north of I-20 are in the upper 70s and still lower 80s as we go through Milton, Swainsboro, and Sylvania, all at 81 degrees as of right now. And we're going to be seeing some cooler temperatures now that the cold front has moved through half of the CS, where you can see that line of clouds right there starting to wither away as well. We're going to be funneling some drier air from this system as well. We are seeing some winds of between about 10 to 15 miles per hour, all coming in out of the northwest. We'll see the winds calm down as we go through this evening. Much more in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. An active manhunt today in Appling for 2 men wanted for armed robbery. This was the scene just before noon in the area of Washington Road and Merriweather Trail. Columbia County officers say they are still looking for 2 men, Willie James Johnson and Taiwan Rogers. They believe those are connected to an armed robbery in the River Chase neighborhood. Officials tell us they could also be tied to a string of recent robberies across the CSRA. Both suspects are considered armed and dangerous. If you've seen them, if you know where they are, call the sheriff's office. First at 5, a former Barnwell police officer is charged with misconduct in office. SLED charging 24-year-old Andrew Milligan for illegally buying metals. The Barnwell County Sheriff's Office requested that investigation.
Also today, we're hearing from Augusta University on their decision to hold in-person graduation ceremonies in December.
Our Sydney Heiberger went to find out how they're planning to make it safe.
Well, the school tells me about 300 students have already RSVP'd yes for the ceremony just a day after it was announced. And now the interim provost says, of course, they're going to be making some changes to ensure safety, but they're trying to keep things as close to normal as possible. The university says they plan to hold multiple ceremonies at James Brown Arena, depending on how many people RSVP. They'll allow students from the previous spring and summer semesters to attend as well, since they didn't get to have in-person ceremonies. The university says
steers have performed this fall. We've grown in confidence that they could also arrive at our ceremony and be safe. But it won't be a normal ceremony, but it'll be as nearly normal as we can imagine.
Now, if you remember back in May, the university held their spring commencement ceremony virtually. Interestingly, the COVID numbers now are actually worse than they were back in the spring. But tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're going to tell you why the university says they're still comfortable. Reporting in Augusta, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
Sydney, thanks. Meanwhile, last week, USC Aiken announcing they'll also hold fall graduation in person.
2 new grant programs are coming to South Carolina.
Just one more win, and the Atlanta Braves will be headed to the World Series for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The team has jumped to a 3-1 lead in the NLCS after beating the Dodgers last night 10-2.
In a win tonight, it will send the Braves to their first World Series since 1999. You'll have to stay up late to watch this one. First pitch is set for 9:08. Good luck to the Braves.
Good luck, Bravos.
All right, as we see moving through this evening, if you're doing any football plans, we'll see temperatures into the mid-60s and a little bit of a breeze out there as well. That full forecast coming up.
And there were no calculators when he was in school, but that is not stopping him from helping his granddaughter with math. How this pawpaw is trading in his tractor to be a tutor.
Now you see it.
And I always will.
You know, through the pandemic, learning from home has had its challenges for a lot of parents, but definitely brought a lot of families closer together.
For one first grader in North Carolina, math help comes from her 89-year-old pawpaw. Brian Mims shows us how he's trading in his tractor for tutoring.
There you go. There you go. Now put it on your paper.
There at the kitchen table, strewn with papers and pencils, 6-year-old Tori Mabe has some figuring to do.
Yes, 15 altogether.
Her math tutor has a wealth of experience figuring.
I was a carpenter, and we had to use a lot of numbers, you know, in construction work.
The name is Dougie Garner, but around this table he's known as Pawpaw.
I always enjoyed numbers. I like to put them together. Yeah.
His daily attire, overalls and a camouflage hat. His credentials, 89 years of figuring out life.
I finished 9th grade. That's as far as I got in school.
From there, he went to work with his uncle as a carpenter. Now, a couple of days a week, he's at home in rural Moore County with his great-granddaughter, a first grader at Bennett Elementary in Chatham County, where all students are learning remotely.
All right, let's see another page here.
Back in Pawpaw's day, there were no calculators. You figured it out by counting on fingers, writing it down. How does Tori do with math?
She's done pretty good, you know, for first grade.
He's doing a good job with her. Better than I can.
That's Tori's mom, Allison Mabe.
There's nothing like spending time with family. And everybody loves Pawpaw.
Pawpaw has lived his whole life out here along Flint Hill Church Road. Raised on a farm down that way. He raised up 3 girls, and sometimes he adds a splash of pink to his dusty old tractor. That's it, a 67 International. Tori hops on for a ride. She helps Pawpaw in the garden, helps him can all the vegetables he grows, and all the while learning math the old-fashioned way.
Counting beans, counting corn, counting acorns, things like that. It's just sweet to see, you know, a great-grandpa helping their 5 or 6-year-old granddaughter. It's something that'll stick with them forever.
I stick it right there.
Tori is shy, doesn't want to speak to this big camera in the kitchen, but that's okay. She has figuring to do, with help from a lovable figure in her life.
Yeah, you better put your name on it.
Brian Mims, Moore County.
Let's answer that. What's your answer?
We need more tutors like that tutor. Tori's mom says all the hands-on learning is actually helping her really improve in math.
And even though she loves spending time with her pawpaw, she says she's ready to get back to school.
But maybe Pawpaw's found a new calling. I'm sure he could connect with a lot of kids. Good for him.
Good for him.
Old-fashioned bean counting right there. Let's have a look outside as we look over at Aiken on a nice-looking Friday afternoon. Hey, Anthony, the weekend is almost here.
It's almost here, and it's going to be feeling like fall, Richard. We have temperatures right now into the upper 70s, and those are going to be cooling as we go through the rest of this weekend. As we continue on through the night tonight, we're going to see partly to mostly clear conditions as those temperatures continue to fall out of the 70s and eventually into the upper 40s as we go through Saturday morning. Now, temperatures right now in northern sections of the region into the mid-70s, even lower 70s in Saluda, still hanging on to the lower 80s as you go through Screven, as well as Jenkins and Emmanuel counties. Now, the temperatures for all of us are going to be dropping, as well as the dew points as we go through this weekend. As that cold front continues to move through our region, it's going to be pulling in some of that drier air. So you can see Atlanta, dew points in the 40s, but parts of northern Alabama already seeing dew points in the 30s, and all of that air is going to be moving in our direction for this weekend. For tonight, though, if you're doing any outdoor plans before you go into the football games, we'll see temperatures in the lower 70s to upper 60s between 6 and 7 o'clock, with mostly clear conditions as we continue on through the rest of this evening. And as we continue on through past 10 o'clock, if you're going to be doing any outdoor plans, maybe you're going to look up, see some of the planets out there of Mars, Saturn, as well as Jupiter. Temperatures will be in the lower 60s before midnight, then dropping down into the upper 50s and upper 40s as we go through the rest of early tomorrow morning. Low temperatures right around 48 degrees for us here in Augusta. A little bit cooler as you go north of I-20, and a little bit warmer as you go through southern sections of the region. By tomorrow morning, if you're heading out the door, temperatures right around 53 degrees by 9 o'clock, mostly sunny conditions. Lots of sunshine continues as we go through right around lunchtime, with temperatures in the upper 60s, approaching 70 degrees as we go through the afternoon. So any outdoor plans, maybe you're heading out to the canal or going up to the lake, we'll see temperatures right around 70 degrees. A little bit cooler at the lake, temperatures remaining into the upper 60s. Then we're all going to be into the upper 60s as we continue on through Saturday night in through Sunday morning. We're going to keep an eye on the tropics as well. Two areas of development, about a 60% chance just to the southeast of Bermuda, as well as a 30% chance off the coast of Central America. Both systems forecast models want to have some kind of system forming, so we're going to be keeping an eye on those over the next couple of days. If both were to form, that would bring us all the way up to Zeta, and that would tie the 2005 record. And if we go beyond that, that will be the most storms that we've seen in any hurricane history. Sorry about that. In any hurricane season in history there. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you over the next few days. Our temperatures over the next couple of days here in the CSRA, right around 70 degrees for your Saturday. A little bit breezy out there as well. Then we're going to slowly start to warm things up as we go through next weekend with mostly sunny skies.
With the census count officially over, why leaders in Orangeburg County say they're seriously concerned about the people in their community.
We're going to be seeing some chillier mornings over this weekend. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s as we go through Saturday and Sunday morning. I have all the details coming up in that full forecast.
Approve this message.
Alrighty, here's a look at your community calendar. It's game night. The Aiken Senior Youth Center is happening tonight at 5:45. That lasts all the way through 8:45. It's $5 per person, or about $15 for a family of 4. And tomorrow, Friends of the Animal Shelter in Aiken County is holding an adoption event and Halloween costume contest. You can meet the pups from 11 to 1 p.m. So get out there and check that out. We're going to have great weather for this weekend. Right now, we do have a cold front moving through the region. Fortunately, though, we're not seeing any rain here in the CSRA from this system. We're just going to be seeing some drier weather move through as we go through the next couple of days. Tonight for Friday night football, if you're heading out to one of the games, we'll see temperatures in the mid-60s as we go through about 7 o'clock, cooling down to the mid and lower 60s as we continue on through the night tonight, right around 9 o'clock tonight, with partly cloudy conditions expected there. We're also going to be seeing mostly clear conditions once we get a little bit further through this evening. Lows in the lower 60s, eventually into the upper 40s as we go through early tomorrow. You have the chance to see a couple of the planets out there tonight, so get out there and check that out if you can. Lows right around 48 degrees for us here in Augusta, and lows a little bit cooler as you go north of I-20. Tomorrow afternoon, if you're going outside, temperatures only about 70 degrees by the afternoon. Lots of sunshine for tomorrow, so get out there and enjoy it if you can. We're going to be keeping an eye on the tropics as well over the next couple of days. Two areas of development that we're going to watch, a 60 and a 30% chance of seeing the next named storm. So keep an eye on that for you. Over the next 7 days, closer to home, temperatures in the 70s for the weekend, then into the lower 80s as we continue on through Monday and all the way through next week with mostly sunny skies.
Nice weekend ahead, Anthony. That sounds great. Looks like the battle over this, the Lockett Dam, is heading to court. Two congressmen met over the river today to look at the path forward.